Hey guys, this is OGCP De Silva and I'm playing some team deathmatch on the map Silo using the rapid fire and grip attachment with this MAC11. And as you can see on your radar, I am going on the right side of the map while all of my teammates are on the left side. And there's a reason for that, because I am a lone wolf and I generally don't like going with my teammates holding their hands everywhere, because I find that I have to carry everyone else. And I'm not saying I'm the best player in this game, but whenever I've played this game, I find that going with my teammates generally spells disaster for the team. One reason is because I find that the enemy team gets a sense of where everyone else is at, and that way they're able to eliminate the sense of looking all around them and just focus on the area right in front of them where everybody else is, and that generally spells a multi-kill for the other team and also double kills, triple kills, whatever it is, and that's not good for the team. Another reason, and this is the prime reason why, and look at this here, this teammate almost gets me killed. That is the one reason why I don't like going with my teammates, because stupid stuff like that happens, because they get in your way, they don't really help you out when you're in a gunfight, and stupid stuff like that generally deters me from going around my teammates or having to do anything with my teammates. And I know I could be playing free-for-all and stuff, but again, it's just not as fun in my opinion. I like having a team, but just not when they're around me, because I find that a lot of bad stuff happens whenever teammates are near me or in my proximity and playing area. And generally what I do to avoid that is go away from them as possible. And another advantage actually of going it out and going by yourself and playing as a lone wolf is when you're starting out a game and you're going away from your teammates and you're going away from the action, I find that going around the map and places where you don't generally find everyone else, you can most of the time find people, and I'm talking about the enemy players, you could find them facing the rest of your team, but you're the only one player on your team who's away from all the action, and you could generally go from around and take out everyone else on the enemy team. And that doesn't always happen, but if you do find that you have more success doing that, actually that's the most success I have in this game, is going away from my teammates and going around the map in places that people don't expect. And I find that I could get a jump on the enemy team, and that helps me out tremendously when it comes to Call of Duty in any first-person shooter games, because I find that everybody else goes through the norm and goes through the traditional ways and has that fight one-on-one, while I try to go from around and go through the more unconventional ways of playing this game. And that generally helps me out as a player. And I don't know if you guys have done the same exact thing and find more success in that, or do you find more success on being with your teammates. But I generally, in my playing style and my whole experience in first-person shooters, I find that going away from your teammates as much as possible and doing stuff on your own helps you out a lot. Excuse me. But if it's a team game, like an objective game especially, then you definitely want to stick with your teammates and don't want to go by yourself. But in those situations where you don't really need to rely on your teammates that much, then definitely go by yourself as much as possible, because I find that I do a lot better that way. But again, that's just my playing style and preference. And I get my SR-71, but the stupid stuff that happens when I get my SR-71 is I find that I get really bold, and I don't really think rationally when it comes to this kill streak, because I want to get as many kills as possible with this kill streak while it's up before it goes away. And I generally trend to or try to go head on into the enemy team and wherever everyone else is, because I find that everything that happens in the Blackbird, you could get every single kill streak in the game, because you know where everyone else is on the map and they don't know where you are, and that helps you out definitely a lot. But again, you don't always want to rush in head on to the enemy team without thinking it through, and that's the one thing I need to work on as a player, is kind of think and strategize when it comes to Blackbirds. I don't want to go fully head on without thinking rationally about what I'm doing, because most of the time the enemy team, when they hear that SR-71 go in the air, they know somebody is going to creep out from around the corner, or they're always going to be a little bit more alert when it comes to Blackbirds in the air, because they know that the enemy team is generally gonna come towards you as soon as possible, and they kind of have that feeling that someone is gonna come, so they are more alert, and that is something that has worked against me, because even though I know where the enemy team is, I sometimes rush without thinking, and that generally is my demise. But not always does that happen, but again, that has happened many times where I've kind of thought it through, where I'm not gonna rush as much as possible, even though I am gonna try to rush and get as many kills in as possible before the Blackbird disappears. But I'm gonna try not to rush as hardcore as I normally do. I get this guy from behind, and of course I'm running Scavenger with this gun here, because I find any gun that you're using rapid fire with burns through your bullets, and you definitely need some more ammunition, and Scavenger Pro is a wonderful perk for you guys to have, so you don't burn out with that weapon. And look at this guy, what a camper. I hate campers in this game, man. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm running around with this gun. It's not the best SMG in the world, but it's definitely not the worst. The MAC11 is actually pretty good, especially when you put the rapid fire attachment. It kills people pretty quickly. I mean, I haven't used a MAC11 by itself because I generally run with attachments when it comes to guns, so I don't know how well the MAC11 performs by itself without the rapid fire attachment, because I don't use a MAC11 that often. I actually use other submachine guns more. I have more fun with them, because I find that the MAC11 just isn't that fun of a gun to use. But again, it's not a bad gun. I actually think it's a pretty decent gun, but I don't find that it's that enjoyable in my preference. But again, I pick up my chopper gunner, as you see here, and I am going to work on these guys. This map, Silo, isn't that great of a map for doing well on, in my experience, but it's a weird map. It's one map that doesn't look very cool. I mean, it's a junkyard slash construction site. I don't even know what it is, but it's not a very cool or exotic looking map. It looks very dirty and dusty and just very, very dull. So it's not one of my favorite maps, but it's not the most hated map in the world for me. But again, I did really well on it, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I went 29-3, baby. I will see you guys later. This is OG Speed Silva signing off.